In this week's episode, I took a look at setups on gold, the FTSE 100 and the S&P 500. Karabu takes a look at a setup on Euro Pound, and we announced a new TradingView Trader of the Week winner. Enjoy. Alright, the chart I want to discuss this week is gold, and as always we're going to start off on the weekly time frame. And looking at the weekly time frame here, we had this impulsive move, this big 1 year correction, and now we're busy with another big impulsive move. Now these moves normally move in 5 waves, these impulsive waves, and we had our first little impulse here, and a correction, another impulse and a correction, and after this we're expecting one more impulse for this leg to complete before we will have probably a bigger correction, maybe even another year correction before going higher. Now currently we're looking to get long this market, and we've had a nice little correction here, quite similar in size to this one down here. And we've actually been waiting for this long for quite a while if you were part of our trading room. And we're just going to quickly switch to the daily time frame. And those traders that were part of our trading room will remember this little 1450 order block we marked off that we've been waiting for quite a while, and we touched it last week, and we actually had quite a nice little entry there in our trading room. And it was quite a nice little setup, a bit of liquidity, and then the spike during news event, and since then we've been going higher. But if you've missed it, we're still going to be looking for opportunities to add to this trade, and I do expect this market to at least break these highs and go even a little bit higher. But right now we're just going to look at opportunities to get into this market. Now a level we can mark off is this little pivot level, this little supply zone or order block level. And hopefully next week, depending on your entry technique, you can find a little entry point. Ideally I would like a little bit of an A, B, C move to this little pivot level that we marked off, also where this short spike started, around about the 1455 level, and hopefully here we'll find a little entry to get long this market and hopefully take out those highs. But yeah, this is just the level that we've marked off for now. We'll see how this plays out next week, and hopefully we'll find an entry in our trading room next week. But yeah, this gold setup looks quite good to me, and it's sort of in line with our view that the indices will have to correct lower in the near future. And on the topic of indices, I also want to go through a few that we've been watching. So firstly, going to the FTSE 100 again. This is one we discussed last week, so I'm not going to go through the whole setup. But we're still looking for the same setup. We're looking for these highs to be taken before moving lower. Currently, this does look like a bit of a reach around pattern and still a bit of a flag happening. So hopefully next week we will break into this level, and again here we will look for some lower time frame price action, and then hopefully we can short this market for the completion of this A, B, C move. So just finally looking at the S&P 500, we marked off this 3100 level last week, and we actually shot through this 3100 level, but it still looks good to me. You know, we still have a ton of divergence happening over here. And because we're at all-time highs, we don't really have any clear levels to trade off. We're just going to have to wait for some bearish price action. And I still think we're due for a bit of a correction, even if not the big correction, maybe just a smaller one. But just to go into a bit more what we mean with price action, looking for price action for our shorts, we actually had quite a nice reaction of this 3,100 level last week, and it actually looked quite good for a while to get short this market. But after that, we shot up and we had this clear bullish flag. And when you have price action like this, it's probably time to get out. We had another bullish move, flag, bullish move. So currently we have no bearish price action, so we're still going to have to wait for this market to give us a bit of a reversal pattern. So we're not just going to be picking tops here. We're going to wait for the market to form a clear reversal, and hopefully we can still find that short opportunity on the indices. Thanks guys, that's it from me this week. I'll be back from my holiday next week, so I'll see you all in the trading room. Cheers.
Good day traders. I would like to go through the Euro JBP setup I shared the previous 2 weeks on the Disco channel. Now what I was waiting for, it is the realignment of the weekly demand zone and the daily demand zone. Now what does that mean? It means that since on the weekly time frame we came into this demand zone, we were waiting for price to now reach our daily demand zone for a potential buying opportunity. Now if I switch to current market price, we have came into this daily demand zone, and this is a potential buying opportunity at current market price. So going all the way to this supply zone, and to this supply zone which we've got over here. Now this isn't a quality supply zone for potential for shorting opportunity. I only put it here so that I can define where my target is, because for my exit I just want to get out before hitting any supply zone if I were to buy at a demand zone. So that is my view on the Euro JBP. Now for my risk, to set my risk mechanically, what I do it is to use half of the zone. So what I normally do it is to measure the half of the zone, and I would use it as my risk. So if this is my entry, then half of the zone will come just around this level, and shooting for targets all the way to there. Now, if you bring in the Fibonacci tool, you will also find that this level over here, it is at the 78.6%. So my stop loss and my take profit are mechanically set like that, so that I don't have to think too much about the way to place my stop loss and where to place my targets. So that is my view on the Euro JBP long bias.